The uneasiness quickly washes up his body as he feels the land shake.
All right, friends, before we get started with the next run, if you would like to donate to the cause, you can type an exclamation mark donate in the chat. It will take you to a nice little link where you can throw it in there. We've got some nice incentives tomorrow. We've got some nice character selections, all that jazz. But for now, we have got crispytacoz playing Kingdom Hearts Final Mix. Welcome back, everyone, to Gerri. Here we have crispytacoz with Kingdom Hearts Final Mix. Crispy, take it away.
Hello, everybody at Gerri. Welcome, welcome. This is Kingdom Hearts 1.5 Final Mix. And no, I'm not going to get DMCA'd on stream. You will not see that here. That is a fact.
That song's a banger.
Yeah, that would have been a horrible way to start, wouldn't it? Alright, so, yes, I am, as Clock said earlier, I'm crispytacoz, and here, tacos for short, and also here on commentary here, Riku. Say hi, Riku.
Hi. I don't actually speedrun this game, but I watch more of it than is probably healthy, and I actually have a pretty solid understanding of it as a result. I'm also kind of obsessively in love with this game, so I can probably help a little bit.
Any type of insight, helps at this point. So I'll just give a little countdown, and once I click yes on proceed, that's when the game officially starts. So I'll do on go. So I'll do 3, 2, 1, go, and then we just go from there. So 3, 2, 1, and go. And here we are, Kingdom Hearts 1.5. This is actually a fairly new game in my speedrunning catalog. Mostly, I've been known for running Crash 4 in the past. And,
yeah, Tacoz started running this, I want to say maybe a month or two ago, and he's already got a sub 2 time on PC, which is pretty impressive. So it's been crazy to see how quickly he's improved at it. And something of note, this is the PC version, and one of the biggest differences between the PC version and the PS4 version is that you can actually skip the opening cutscene, which automatically saves like 3 minutes.
Yeah. And it saves me from getting DMCA striked from Disney, so thank you, PC.
Yeah. So this is the tutorial, the Dive to the Heart. And the weapons that Taco's picked up and dropped matter for the speedrun. He picked up the staff, which gives him an extra MP. And magic in this game scales with your max MP, so that'll be very useful throughout. And then he gave up the shield, which I'm assuming is just because it doesn't harm your strength by doing that. And this is beginner mode, so he can afford some lower defense.
Yeah, not only that, beginner mode also gives you a bunch of strength ups and defense ups. So since we don't want to give up strength in this game, the obvious choice at that point would be just to give up defense, because yeah, we're going to need to do a lot of damage to these bosses later on in the run. So the Dive to Heart has like a bunch of like things that the game is like trying to like tell you about how things work, you know, since like this is like the first of its kind to like introduce like the more like real-time like RPG elements as opposed to like turn-based. So it's just giving you all these like details and like how to interact with things like this door here, and just a bunch of cutscenes trying to tell you everything. And speaking of Final Fantasy characters, we have Selphie, Tidus, and Wakka. If you guys are familiar with those games, we have Final Fantasy X and 8 reps. Pretty nice to see.
And then the way that Taco's answered the questions they just asked affects how his experience happens, or how he gains experience throughout the run. So he picked the options that says your adventure begins at dawn, which means early on he's going to gain a lot of experience, and then as he gets to the late game and higher levels, he'll start to gain less experience. Because this is a speed run, we obviously just want experience as soon as we can. So it's just most beneficial that way.
Yeah, this shadow fight right here can be a little tricky because depending on the pattern, they can really just gang up on you. But if you have the upper hand, you can just take up a bunch of these shadows with like one swing. And over here I got a pretty, it was like an okay pattern there, but you know, a lot of fights like that are going to be happening in this run and like really determine how fast you can really go. So I guess you could say at that point that there's like some RNG elements that are just out of your control. And there's going to be a lot of RNG stuff coming up later on, and one really huge one that it will point up, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
These are the power and defense ups that Taco's mentioned. They give them to you at the beginning of beginner mode.
Mm-hmm. And Proud and Proud mode and the other the final mix version, they don't give you these power ups. So you know, this is just the little crutch for beginner mode. Here's Darkside.
This is the first like sort of boss. Something you'll notice is the speed difference between air combos and ground combos in this game. So you saw that Taco just kept jumping and doing an aerial combo, and he just tore through that boss fight. And then if you saw earlier when he was doing ground combos against the shadows, it went by like kind of slower. There's some cooldown on finishers that sort of gets negated when you land. So air combos are kind of just the name of the game for most of this run, and it kind of makes smaller enemies like the shadows a bit obnoxious as a result. Oh
yeah, a lot of the enemies that like crouch lower to the ground are just super hard to hit, and there's gonna be another fight that's gonna be similar to that much later. So right now we're in Destiny Islands. Oh yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say the same thing.
Oh yeah, so yeah, Destiny Islands. Not really much to talk about here. We're just a bunch of we're just doing a little collecting.
So for anybody who hasn't played Kingdom Hearts, what's going on right now is that Sora and his two friends Riku and Kairi are trying to build a raft in order to sail away and visit new worlds. So what Sora has to do now is find all the supplies and food that he needs for the trip. And this is kind of just like, again, like sort of a tutorial world. Just give you the basics of how the game works. You can fight a bunch of the other people on the island just to get an understanding of how the combat works. But they're all optional, so we don't do any of them.
And as you'll see from most of my movement options here, Sora really doesn't have that many, like, you know, advanced techniques going on for him. Most of the things that you're going to be seeing in this run are just going to be mainly just jumping, doing air slashes at certain times, because air slashing in this game gives you a little bit of a height boost and a tiny bit of a forward momentum also. So there are going to be some, like, jumps where I'm going to have to scale, where I could just barely make it unless I do a jump slash. So this is day 2. Sorry.
Yeah, he's just picking up food now. He needs 2 fish, 3 mushrooms, 2 coconuts, and water, I think.
Yeah, the water, and you have to talk to Kairi to get the bottle for the water. So that's the last item that we get.
Another thing he's gonna do is he has to race Riku, which is just a mandatory mini game they have, and it kind of shows you how the platforming in this game is a bit rough around the edges. I don't think I'd go as far as to say it's bad, also considering the fact that this game came out in the very early 2000s, but it's clear that platforming was kind of took the backseat of focus in the game.
Yeah, not only that, I've had, like, you know, minor gripes of just like how, like, Sora's jump in this, like, his little jump spot is, like, very iconic, but it's also very janky in this game too, so I just gotta deal with that until we get the much better upgrade, the high jump. That's later on, though.
Oh, we had an opportunity to name the raft something else.
Oh, yeah, that is true.
That would have been a great incentive in hindsight.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think about that. Well, I guess that's always there for next time. But
Future
until then,
mode,
yeah. Until then, it'll just be called Excalibur, because that's the default choice.
I've taken to naming my raft Fahokwa Gods on every replay.
That's a good
So the fastest way to do this race is to climb up to this watchtower and then take the zip line. If you're like me and you try to, like, hold jump, Sora will just, like, let go of the zip line immediately, and then you might lose the race, and then everybody makes fun of you in school or something.
Wow, I actually fell. Interesting.
Okay, we might get to make fun of tacos now.
No, the thing in beginner mode, for some reason, Riku actually, like, slows down and actually, like, gives you a chance to catch up. So, like, right there, he also fell too. See, right here, he also fell. Yeah, I know, it's really weird.
That's a nice, like, little touch they did. Make the race.
Yeah, see, right there, he just stopped, so he's letting me win.
He was just like, I was just taking a break.
I don't know if that's true for all the other difficulties, but that's for sure, like, a thing that I noticed upon playing
He
this.
definitely did not do that on my proud playthrough a few months ago.
Yeah, Riku takes no prisoners in proud mode, that's for sure.
I got juked so badly in this.
So it's actually very important that we win that race there, because that pretty stone that we get is actually going to be important for money that we're going to be getting, because we're not going to buy a lot of things, but just enough so that we could purchase what we do need. Also, fast nut. Pause. Fast nut. All right, you like to see it.
Fast nut. Yeah, he's only able to pick up the green coconuts. I suppose those are the ripe ones. So there's a bit of RNG there, and he got pretty good RNG. Both of the coconuts fell down pretty quickly.
Yeah, so apparently that specific tree has the highest drop rate for the green coconuts, from what I've been told, but I don't know. I think it might just be placebo on my part. This pretty much just wraps up day 2. We're going to talk to Kairi over here. She's got something in her hand. I wonder what it is. Huh.
I'm sure it's of no significance.
Yeah, probably not. Also, these items that Kairi is giving me, she gives you 2 high potions that you're also going to sell much later to, again, purchase things that you're going to be needing.
Wow, you're re-gifting?
Yeah, man. I got to redistribute. So at this point in the game, we're just going to be going through a bunch of cutscenes, or you're going through the lore of how, you know, Donald and Goofy get entwined into all this chaos that's going on. So at this point, Sora's like, oh man, where did these guys come from? What are they? It's not like I fought these before or something.
Yeah, that was a dream. It doesn't count.
True. Hey, look, it's Riku. I'm sorry, Riku. That's gonna be happening a lot.
You are not the first person to make that
I know.
mistake.
I feel like that's...
Also, just to throw it out there, my username actually isn't based off of the character, even though Riku is my favorite character in this franchise.
Yeah, I just had to point that out because like I feel like that's gonna be happening a lot during this run.
Yeah, no, you're not the first person to do that.
How much to get Tacos to say Riku every time?
I don't know how much you think he would be good enough. All right, here we go. So we have Dark Side 2 here. Kind of like the first one, except just yeah.
Yes, similar idea to attack his hand. You can time these air hits. Oh, I guess it doesn't matter. It's more relevant on higher difficulties where the fight doesn't go as quickly, but you can actually parry the like little orbs that he was firing into his hand to do extra damage, but kind of just went through it there.
Yeah, as you see, all those power-ups in the beginning, you could just see how much like Sora just tears through enemies.
Why is that Moogle just walking in place?
He's...
I've never noticed that.
I mean, he's just vibing, I guess. I mean, not really much to explain in that part. Also, I didn't know that cutscene shows up when you reach that door before going into the accessory shop, so that threw me off when I was first running this. I was like, wait, why is there text here?
Yeah, they kind of try to guide you into the way they want you to do things. Kingdom Hearts 1 is a lot more cryptic on what your objectives are compared to later games. It kind of encourages you to explore around and do things. So the criteria to trigger the next fight, if I'm not mistaken, is either to like, walk around the second district and like, just explore, or if you kill 5 Heartless, the next fight will occur.
Yeah, exploring takes a little too much time, so I think killing the Heartless, especially since Sora can just one-shot him with like jumps or whatever swing that he has, then it's pretty easy. Ooh, good RNG, nice.
Yeah, so this is the fight with Leon, who, if you're a Final Fantasy VIII fan, you might know him as Squall.
No way, I can lose.
And he's kind of just not that impressive. We kind of just destroyed him.
Yeah, also, one thing to note there, Leon has 2 attack patterns there. One, he shoots a fireball from his gun blade, and the other, he just approaches you, which is the slower option, so it's kind of like a 50-50 on what move he does there, and I got the better RNG, so that's like saves probably like a second or 2.
Also, with that cutscene, Tacos wasn't being lazy, that you actually just have to wait that long until you're able to skip it.
Yeah, there's a bunch of cutscenes like that you cannot skip until you get past a certain point, and it'll become apparent.
In the original release of Kingdom Hearts 1 on PS2, you actually could not skip cutscenes, and anybody who's played this game is well aware of that, particularly because of some late game fights that usually stonewalled you on the first playthrough, and just having to watch the cutscenes over and over. The final mix version, when it was first released, you could skip the cutscenes after you watched them once, which was not beneficial to the speedrun, really. But the HD remix version that was released on PS3 and onwards, you're able to skip everything on first viewing, just like all the later Kingdom Hearts games. But because it was kind of just like a future edition, it's not really as streamlined as later KH games, so you'll have stuff like that where you just can't skip it as quickly as you want. Alright, so this is the first fight with Donald and Goofy.
Wow,
you
really
take out
fast.
some... Yeah, that was. You take out some soldiers, and you have to fight the guard armor. Yeah, so the gimmick of this fight is that all of its limbs have separate HP from the main body, and you kind of you have to slowly take it apart until only the torso is left.
And during this phase, while he's just twirling in the air like that, I actually can't damage him. So I have to wait until all his limbs are destroyed, and then once he gets back down, I could actually start dealing damage to him. Also, that was really fast because I got a lot of damage on the left arm there, so that was actually a really good fight.
Yeah, that was a really good guard armor.
Usually that fight kind of gives me trouble because depending on how slow it goes, you could lose up to 5 or 7 seconds, and I got really good hit patterns there, so that was kind of blessed, I guess.
Could definitely be a rough fight.
Also exclusive to beginner mode, Leon gives you an elixir, so that's also going to be very important for endgame. So Donald and Goofy here give you two really, really important abilities. Goofy pretty much gives you the fastest movement until you get something much later in the game. So Goofy gives you dodge roll, and Donald gives you fire.
Let it be known that Sora cannot canonically roll until Goofy taught him how.
Yep, it shows how important these two really are.
But yeah, this is going to be the primary movement throughout the majority of the game. I think it's not till like the last 10 minutes of the run that you get something that's faster.
Yeah.
So there'll be a lot of rolling throughout all of this. And so Tacoz is coming up to the red Trinity. What he's about to do here is actually only possible on the English version of the game.
Yeah, not exactly sure why, but for some reason, since the positioning of Sora during that cutscene, when you first look at a Trinity mark, they're going to gather around it and be like, oh, what does this do? So then, when you go to the red Trinity near the gate there, Sora is the closest to the gate, so which means after the cutscene, he's like pushed like towards the middle of the gate. So if you just hold upwards, you can reach this cutscene really, really early. You're not supposed to be here until you beat Clayton in Deep Jungle.
Yeah, this is a bit of a sequence break. This is only supposed to be doable during Traverse Town 2. It just it speeds up some of the routing of Traverse Town on later visits, and on a whole, I think it ends up saving like 30 seconds.
Overall, yeah.
So in terms of like what's the fastest version of this game, Japanese is still a little faster because the text is just so much quicker in Japanese. And I think text in the Japanese version saves about 50 seconds, but that trick saving 30 means that the difference between English and Japanese is only about 20 seconds.
Yeah, and the text like mashing and is so much quicker in Japanese that it actually really does make the difference. Also neat little thing there. So instead of having to jump up and do the fire there on the mystical door, as I was falling there, I did like at the very last second I did that just so I can just save the time of not doing another input there. So just a little bit of movement optimization there. Anyway, here's Merlin.
From the hit Disney movie The Sword in the Stone that everybody's seen.
Oh man, I was like when I think I told this story before, but when I was a kid, I actually really enjoyed the Sword in the Stone. But then upon rewatching it, I was like, wow, why did I like this? It's kind of a shame too because Merlin is such a cool design.
I think the most memorable thing about that movie is the squirrel that gets her heart broken.
Oh yeah, big F for that squirrel. That's like one of the most like heartbreaking things ever. It's so left field too. It just hits you out of nowhere. So yeah, big F to the squirrel.
Yeah, so we'll be coming back to this room a lot. But for now, it's time to leave Traverse Town.
Yeah, we're gonna be coming back to Traverse Town quite a bit. And now this is the
Traverse Town's kind of, yeah, it's kind of the central hub of the game.
Yeah. So yeah, this
I want to see your architectural abilities.
All right, check it.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
It's a masterpiece. So the reason why I do that is because you move a lot quicker if you don't have many things equipped to the Gummy ship. So like all you really need is just you need a cockpit, an engine, and a gun. That's all you really need. And with that being said, since this is the first Gummy mission, all I can do right now is just go to the very top right, and I will not die. So this will be the perfect time for donations if anything came through.
Yeah, we have a $5 donation here from Anonymous who says, Riku.
Oh my god.
We don't have anything else at the moment, but if you would like to donate to the cause, !donate in the chat or click that link that is right there in the chat right there. We'll read them out. We're $16 away from $800. I said, let's get that 7 turned into an 8, and we're pretty close.
Ooh. Yeah, and also not to mention the incentive for this game, the Oathkeeper glitch. If you guys want to see that after the run, definitely donate for a good cause and for a pretty funny glitch that you guys would like to see later.
As somebody who has seen that glitch on multiple occasions, you absolutely want to donate to that incentive. It is absolutely beautiful. It will totally be worth it.
Yes, I agree.
Also,
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
All right, speaking of that incentive, we have met it earlier in the day.
Okay. You cannot skip this cutscene for some reason. I do not know. You just gotta admire the bunny butt.
It's also only the PC version where you can't skip it.
It's so odd.
So this is Wonderland. It's a very odd world, which I guess makes sense for Wonderland.
Yeah, lore-wise, yeah, it definitely fits in.
Also, the battle music here's a bop.
It actually is like a hidden banger. I agree.
The PS2 version goes harder, and it's like it's one of the only songs that I think the PS2 version is better, but this one's still good.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so Alice has been put on trial by the Queen of Hearts, and you have to find evidence to prove that she's innocent. There's 4 that you can find, but you only have to find 1. So Tacos is just gonna go get the first one, which is very early in the Lotus Forest, and then just go back on the trial.
Yeah, I need to kill all those Heartless so that way they won't be around when I pick this up.
Yeah, you cannot open chests or do anything that requires a reaction command while you're in a battle. That's something unique to Kingdom Hearts 1. So it adds a bit of interesting mechanic to the run where it's like, okay, you have to be able to like despawn enemies or just take them out quickly in order to do things.
Okay, alright, let's see. Are we gonna be free men or is someone getting locked up? Ooh, okay.
I bet it was Goofy.
You think it's Goofy? Well, let's see.
I bet it was Goofy.
Alright, you know what? Let's just choose the middle. Let's see what happens. Oh, it was actually the right one. Okay.
Wow.
Cool. So that's a 1 out of 5 chance of getting that right.
I can't even make the joke I was gonna make now, man.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Why'd you pick the right Heartless?
I guess I'm just too good at looking.
So this is the Crank Tower. I think there's a specific timing to being able to damage it, which is why you'd see like slower hits here.
Yeah, like the thing that makes this fight annoying is that there's so many card guards around that like make trying to lock onto the Crank Tower just feels like a chore. Also, that cutscene went on for way longer.
The lock-on system in KH1 is not the best.
Yeah, another one of those dated mechanics that was improved much later on.
Yeah, the world record holder for this category, Violin, made a tweet about a week ago where it was the meme of the guy with the girl who's staring at another girl, and it was KH1's auto lock system, and he's just staring. He just locks onto something besides the girl he's with.
It's actually too true.
Incredibly accurate. Yeah, so at the end of that fight, Alice was kidnapped, and you basically have to run around Wonderland and find her to no avail. Spoilers. So the move Tacos is doing here is actually very specific. Just assume that all of the tiled floor is lava, and if he touches any of it, then he's going to trigger a fight, which he doesn't want to do, because he needs to light both of these torches and then open a door back to the Queen's Castle. Yeah, that was hot.
Yeah, doing the dodge roll against the from one lamp to the other is a bit tricky, but it's faster. So I'm also going to do some movement over here to open up this latch. And we can just walk right through without having to fight the Heartless.
Then from here, we're coming up to the boss fight of this world, which is the Trickmaster.
Anyone who knows this fight can remember how annoying this can be, because there's so many things that could clank.
The real annoying thing is the fact that you can only attack his torso, What they want you to do is to use the table to attack him, but Sora can just barely clip him with the top of the Keyblade with an air combo like this. And then if you hit him enough times, he just like falls down. Definitely one of the more annoying early fights.
Okay, that wasn't a terrible fight because I missed my first air combo, but I kind of made up for it at the end. You don't want him to start moving towards the tables, and especially not towards the stove because I guess like the stove move is like considered his DM or desperation move for short, or the other way around. Yeah. So luckily that didn't happen, even though I missed my first combo. But yeah, that was now this is the end of Alice in Wonderland. And
Tacoz just got Blizzard there, which will be very useful for most of the run.
So what the Cheshire Cat gave us basically is a shotgun. That's what the main functionality of Blizzard is in this game, especially considering that I chose the magic route at the beginning of the game. You get one more magic slot, and I believe the power for it might be like a bit stronger too.
Power, magic, strength, and KH1 is based off of your maximum MP, which as a result makes anything that gives you extra MP is absurdly powerful in this game. We mentioned like making the gummy ship just the cockpit and the like engine and the like the laser. Did we mention why you did that? I kind of zoned out when you
the reason why that we made it this way is because the default, you can't add any more accessories onto the default gummy ship. So we need to add like we're gonna buy a couple of items that we're gonna add to our gummy ship, and since we'll have the available blocks ready for it, then we can just slap it on and then call it a day.
The other thing of note is that every piece of armor that you put on the gummy ship actually makes it slower. So the base gummy ship is pretty slow, and if you just make it so that you have literally only the cockpit, the laser, and the engine, which are the only three things you need, you give the gummy ship the fastest speed it can possibly get. If you play it casually and then like sit and watch this, you can see the difference is pretty notable.
Do we have time for a couple of quick donations here?
Oh yeah,
definitely go for it.
Alrighty, well we have $5 from CJ. Says choo choo push, choo choo.
Yeah, push. Let's go, guys. Oh, the whistle, there it is.
And we also have $25 from Solarium. It says, glad to see my boy Tacoz run the key with the kid game. I'll donate $5 for every time Donald does something useful if that's actually possible, and 25 more if you get bonkless. Good luck, my boy.
Oh, now you have to get bonkless.
Oh, true.
And that's a $25 donation pushes us above $800.
Okay. So we just beat up a leopard. Don't ask why.
Yeah, that was Sabor.
Sabor, danger.
She's not nice, yeah. So many of the things that are said in this game are just memeable, and the first thing Tarzan ever says to you is Sabor, danger.
Yep. At least Tarzan makes an effort to talk to Sora, even if he can't understand him.
You know, Solar brings up a good point in the chat. Why did you beat up the leopard? What did she do to you? Have you ever considered petting the cat? Like, maybe she'd be less hostile.
You know, I tried that, and I guess it didn't work out too well. At least in this category, because it's actually faster to die there in crowd mode.
So, Deep Jungle, this world is pretty infamous for the quite absurd amount of going back and forth you have to do. So get used to seeing a lot of these locales a lot for the majority of this world.
I think I remember you said you made a note, like, because you know how Atlantica has like the Triton arrows. So I think you made a comment about saying how this level definitely needed like something similar to Triton arrows, and I think I couldn't agree more, honestly. You could get lost here very easily.
Definitely rough.
So what I did just now is collected some slides so that we could let Tarzan see through them, and then he could just magically tell us where to go next, and we're going to be heading towards Kerchak and the gorillas there. So the reason
Tacoz also Tacoz just did a save warp there. Because the loads on PC are so fast, and also PC just doesn't load this timing anyway, it's actually faster to go back to the Gummy ship and then go back to the save point in the jungle than it would be to travel there on foot. And you'll be seeing that a lot throughout the run, especially on revisits to Traverse Town.
Also, as you guys have probably noticed, Tarzan's no longer in our party, even though I didn't switch any party members. As soon as you get to that part where Kerchak is in the cutscene, Tarzan's automatically removed from your party. I'm, just for lore reasons, I suppose.
How could...
See, another instance of a cutscene skip that I can't skip until certain dialogue is, said, so...
See ya! Deep freeze! Deep freeze! Deep freeze! See ya! Deep freeze!
Yeah, you listen to these cutscenes enough with the snip dialogue and on both English and Japanese, and you get a lot of memes out of it.
Also, get ready to hear the phrase deep freeze a lot, because that's what's going to be happening for the next couple of minutes.
They nerfed that line in later Kingdom Hearts games. In 2 and 3, he only says freeze, and it doesn't hit the same way.
Yeah, doesn't have that kick to it.
Deep freeze! Deep freeze! Deep freeze!
Yeah, so right now, Tacos just has to go to every part of the world and just take out these power wilds. And every time he does, a gorilla kind of just stares at him and gives him a gummy piece for some reason. I don't know why the gorillas have gummy blocks, but they do.
I guess it made sense to them in theory, but I don't know. You save them. Here's a gummy block.
It's just one of my favorite things. It's just you take out all these heartless, and there's just a cutscene of a gorilla staring at you, and then it says receives Kiraga G.
Also, Donald did a really clutch fire right there, making that fight really fast. So, good job.
So Donald did something helpful, you say?
Yeah, it looks like it, yeah.
Oh.
Ooh, look how fast that was. That was really good. Alright, these power walls...
Honestly,
yeah, go ahead.
For as much as people dunk on Donald, casually, late game, both Donald and Goofy become absolutely monstrous with how good they are in this game. Once Donald gets the combination of MP Rage and Second Chance, he will literally never die and he will always heal you.
Early game though, eh.
Yeah, early game Donald is definitely the load.
It's not something you want to rely on too heavy. So now that we cleared all the Power Wild areas, for some reason Sabor wants a run back, so we're gonna be making sure that goes through.
And burn the cat. Or freeze the cat. Okay, Donald. Donald just did things.
Hey.
So, we just killed a leopard.
Sabor got. Sabor knew she did. Also, yes, Sabor is a she.
Yeah, in the journal, it actually says Sabor is it says he appeared in Tarzan, but in the movie and in all other source material, Sabor is confirmed female. So Kingdom Hearts is wrong.
How could
Hurts me to say that, but
I never thought I'd ever hear that coming out of your mouth. Kingdom Hearts is wrong.
My favorite game betrayed me. All right, so time for the biggest force of darkness. This giant black plum, I think.
Looks like a pear.
I don't know what it is, but to win this fight, you just have to hit it 15 times. It doesn't have a health bar. It is just a static 15 hits, and this fight is over.
Yeah, not sure why that's there.
Yeah, that's a weird one. I don't think this is ever really explained as yeah, the fruit is the source of all evil in the deep jungle.
If it looks dark and sticks out of the ground, I guess it's evil, according to Kingdom Hearts.
This is the pre-fight with Clayton, with the beat him a certain number of times. This is the boss fight with Clayton and the Stealth Sneak. Casually, I would say this is a bit of a gatekeeper boss. Not as much as Cerberus in the Olympus Coliseum, but it definitely has its rough moments. Something to note, the goal of this fight, you want to get Clayton off of the Stealth Sneak, and then once you do that, you actually only have to defeat Clayton, so you can ignore the Stealth Sneak after that. So now Tacos has Clayton by himself.
And that was Clayton. So I actually got the fast launch off. So there's two patterns to the Clayton fight. So what you want to do is make sure you deal enough damage. So when you hit the Stealth Sneak head at the top while it's climbing something, for some reason it'll get stunned differently as opposed to getting hit normally. So after that, Stealth Sneak is actually incapacitated, and sometimes Stealth Sneak will just like return to actually like fighting you again. But since I got that pattern, Stealth Sneak wasn't shooting any of its like beams at me, which would have made that fight a lot slower. So I got really lucky there. Also, that was a good waterfall climb. That area could be a bit jank at times too. I've had many a moments where I would just like continuously fall during waterfall because Kingdom Hearts jumps.
I also have to agree with Solarium that Clayton is definitely one of the best parts of the game.
Yeah, he is. Also, shoutouts to Proud Mode and unskippable cutscenes in Vanilla KH1. How many times do you have to hear the phrase "not Clayton" over and over again?
Yeah, not Clayton.
Not Clayton.
Best is also just the way Clayton pronounces imbeciles. Imbeciles. Yeah. It's so good.
I love it.
Alright, so now Tacos is gonna head back to Traverse Town. He has the 2 gummy pieces he needs to go to the next world. So he's gonna travel back to Wonderland and then immediately from there travel back to Traverse Town. Something of note, if you played this game, you might be wondering, why isn't he going to Olympus Coliseum? That world is actually optional. So in the any % run, you just skip it completely.
Yep, we don't go to... There's 2 worlds that we skip in this game. It's Olympus Coliseum and Atlantica. Both of those are obviously optional in the any % run.
Yeah, the way the second tier of worlds works in terms of like optional and such is a bit interesting, and I think we can just touch on it when we get to that point.
Yeah, so we're just kind of cruising through space right now. If you guys have any more donations, feel free to say them.
Yeah, we have the obligatory $5 here from Solarium, who says, Donald, do something useful challenge. Possible?
Not clickbait.
Not clickbait, yep. Happening live in front of your very eyes.
Alright, so I've got a question for chat that's very topical to the game we're playing. What's your favorite Disney movie? Feel free to answer this also, Tacos and Hawk.
Yeah, my surefire answer for favorite Disney movie of all time has to be Aladdin.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I love Aladdin.
I think Aladdin's my favorite of the Disney Renaissance for sure.
All right, let's do it again.
I think for now I'm gonna have to agree with Tacos there. I can't really think of anything that can top it.
Yeah.
I'm seeing Atlantis. I'm seeing Shrek. That's
Shrek
choice.
is not Disney, but yeah, sure. Atlantis.
Seeing Mary Poppins and Robin. I see Yogg with Chicken Little, and I become more questionable about him every day. Yogg, are you okay?
Who hurt you?
My personal favorite Disney movie has to be Lilo and Stitch. That one just speaks to me.
Lilo and Stitch is a really, really good one. I would have to say it's probably the best of the early 2000s.
Yeah, like it's not even a contest, I feel, and I actually really don't like the way Lilo and Stitch has been handled in Kingdom Hearts. Just putting all of the focus on Stitch and nothing on Lilo or any of the Hawaii stuff.
Yeah.
Kind of just rubs me the wrong way, because that's also something Disney has just done in general. They've just kind of shafted Lilo because Stitch is more marketable, I guess.
Yeah, it would have been really cool to expand more on the Lilo and Stitch world, but I mean, they tried to do something with, you know, the deep space and Birth by Sleep, but it just wasn't like, you know, as like.
I think they did a good job of touching on the like on the space side of stuff and, you know, integrating it into the general theme of Birth by Sleep. But yeah, I could have done with more of Lilo.
So this is Traverse Town 2. So the revisit here, not really much going on here. We're just going to be talking to Sid. Since we already
The
did
blue squares of Boom.
Oh yeah, so just a quick side note here, for anyone that's seen the little blue squares pop up, these are only going to be popping up here and on Hollow Bastion. I don't know why this happens, but just pretend they're not there.
Violin's been getting them recently also, and I think it has something he said it has something to do with the graphics card you're using.
Okay, that makes sense then. Alright, so anyway, so Traverse Town 2, not much is really like going on here, but since we did do that skip earlier before going to Wonderland, we actually don't have to talk to Leon, we could just go straight to talking to Sid since we have Earthshine in our inventory now.
Yeah, this being where the sequence break earlier in Traverse Town 1 coming in handy because it's just a bit less travel throughout the world.
Yep. So now that we got the book, we're gonna talk to Merlin, and Merlin is going to basically unlock the Winnie the Pooh world, which sadly we don't go to in the run.
Yeah, I was gonna say earlier when you said we skipped 2 worlds, we actually skipped 3 because we don't do 100 Acre Wood either.
Yeah, if you want to count it as its own individual like hub world, but yeah.
It counts.
Yeah.
It's a mini game hub, but it counts.
I'll give it its merits.
I will also acknowledge, I'm pretty unashamedly preferable to this game over Kingdom Hearts 2, which is not a common opinion. But I will acknowledge that the 100 Acre Wood is one of the things that Kingdom Hearts 2 does better. The mini games for that world in this game were they drag. At this point, I think the rest of Traverse Town 2 is just like some exposition.
So that
Taco's just.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Taco's just opened that door there, which lets him go immediately to the 3rd district from the 1st district. That'll just be useful on later visits.
And that is the only opportunity that you could be able to do that, because normally there's loads of Heartless always spawning in the center of that area. But since that cutscene happened where Riku actually showed up.
You see.
Oh, there he is. You see. So yeah, so since that cutscene with Riku happened, the Heartless don't spawn there, so it actually gives us the perfect opportunity to be able to unlock that door.
Actually, have to agree with Solarium and chat. The KS2 speedrun is hot, and y'all should definitely check that out if you haven't seen it before. Also, I also want to have a disclaimer. Me saying I prefer Kingdom Hearts 1 doesn't mean I dislike Kingdom Hearts 2, because they're definitely my 2 favorite games of all time. I just happen to slightly prefer Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah, you know, it's a personal preference. Oh, hold on. I forgot to sell things to him. I know I was missing something. Okay, hold on. Alright, quick detour. I forgot to sell all the items to Sid. I knew I was missing something. I was like, wait, why don't I have all this money now? Okay, I'm gonna have to go. Okay, I have to go to Huey, Dewey, and Louie to sell them. So yeah, so before going back to delivering the book, I'm actually supposed to sell certain things, but I'm gonna do that right here. So a little detour, not too bad though. So this, I sell everything but the White Fang and the Elixir. There you go.
I've been doing so much KS2 rando that seeing you sell the ribbon just like hurt me very emotionally.
Oh yeah, the ribbon does nothing in this game. All right,
ribbon
now
is so good in KS2.
Yeah, now we'll buy the Haste G. There we go. So yeah, all those items just give us just enough money to be able to purchase both Fira G, which is a better engine, and Haste G, which actually makes us go faster in the hub worlds. Oh, whoops. Why did I warp drive to Traverse Town 2? I will never know.
Just really wanted to see it.
I just really wanted to come back. Anyways, let's try that again. We're going to go to warp drive to Wonderland, because going towards the blue hole there is actually faster coming from Wonderland in the Gummy mission. So we're going to equip those things that we just bought right now. We're gonna put them right next to each other. Okay, so we're gonna be going to, I guess this is like the middle of the game at this point. So now that I have Haste G equipped and I have a new, another engine, so you'll notice that the speed of the Gummy ship has increased significantly. This hole seems pretty sus. Why not go through it?
Okay, if there's anything Yu-Gi-Oh taught me, it's that dark hole is dangerous.
And the counter-specific card White Hole exists for some reason.
Yeah, but like dark hole's at 3, so it can't really be that broken, right?
Which begs the question: have you actually seen a match where White Hole actually resolved?
No, but I've seen somebody resolve anti-Raigeki, and that was the weirdest thing I saw that day.
Like honestly, that's a feat on its own.
Yeah. My first question was, why was that guy playing anti-Raigeki?
I guess he just really hates Raigeki, man.
I think this was also like a year ago, so it's not even like Raigeki was a relevant card. And just cited anti-Raigeki because why not? Maybe it was Griffin Wing. Maybe it was when Harpy's Feather Duster came back.
Yeah, Griffin Wing. That's definitely going to be a tech in the future, for sure.
Everybody in chat who doesn't play Yu-Gi-Oh! Is like, what the hell are these guys talking about?
Alright, so we're approaching Agrabah now. This world can be a bit aggravating.
No, we have a nickname for this world. It's called Agrabah.
Yeah. This level could definitely be an Agrabah moment. But as I come to play this a bit more, I seem to figure out like more things as they go along. It's definitely not like end of the world like tier bad, but it's definitely up there.
There's just a high concentration of things in this world that can go wrong.
Not only that, there's a lot of fights. Like this world has a lot of boss fights if you really think about it.
Yeah. I think it's got 4 actually.
Yeah, it's got 4. So this chest has a Mega Elixir in that. We're gonna be needing that for sure.
Okay, so supposedly Aladdin's like super poor and like lives on the streets, but he has a Mega Elixir in his house. Like,
one man's trash is another man's treasure, I guess.
I don't think the Mega Elixir should be trash for anybody.
He probably saw it as it. He's like, oh, what the hell is a Mega Elixir?
Or apparently there's like some rich socialite in Agrabah who's so rich that they just see a Mega Elixir as like worthless. So this is a forced mob fight with a bunch of these bandits, and again, you see how Blizzard is super useful in these mob fights.
Yeah, Deep Freeze is the name of the game. So we rescued Aladdin, but we're actually not going to be using him in this category. Because Donald and Goofy can do just fine. So the reason why I went to this save portal here and warping to Aladdin's house is because, for some reason upon returning to Agrabah, a lot of gates are blocked off. But I guess they overlooked the fact that you could just warp to Aladdin's house and then just activate the cutscene right away. So yeah, that's pretty convenient for us.
I think they wanted to force you to like traverse like the different routes of Agrabah. But again, you can just save the house and bypass some of it. All right, so Taco's actually got a good spawn in this room. There's a chance that actually I don't know if it's this room or the next room, but there's a chance that one of these rooms is this one. You can spawn an enemy called the Black Fungus. And they are extremely obnoxious to take out, and it would be faster to just like exit the room and come back. The way you'd be able to tell if they spawned is if the battle music didn't change upon entering the room, because the Black Fungus would just spawn immediately upon being in the room.
Yeah. Alright, here's
Valerian in
Pops.
chat saying you know what rhymes with fungus, and I wasn't gonna say it.
Fungus Among Us, man.
Yeah, so this is Hot Centipede. This is not a very well liked fight.
Oh, that was quick. All right, good pot centipede fight.
See, I said that, and then you just have like the pot centipede of your life.
Okay, thanks, Donald, for pushing the fat bandit there.
Is that helpful, or are you being sarcastic?
Oh, that was sarcasm.
Okay. I was like, wait.
Yeah.
Was Donald being helpful again?
No.
All right, so this is another fight that if you've played this game casually, you might remember being the tiger head. So you want to jump onto the tiger head and hopefully not fall off, because getting back on is the worst. Something else of note is that the two eyes share a health bar, but after you get to a certain point, one of the eyes like that will just stop working. And when one of the eyes is taken out, the AI becomes more aggressive, I believe. So ideally, you want to kind of like take them out evenly.
Alright, that wasn't terrible. It could have been a lot better, but it's acceptable. A little bit of movement optimization there. Actually landing on there, doing a jump slash, and then hopping off of it to go to the next room. Saves about a couple of seconds.
Yeah, so in the Cave of Wonders, there's one specific room that Tacos is looking for, and it has this giant pillar that we just found.
See ya!
And by destroying that, he opens up the door to the lamp chamber, which is where the boss fight with Jafar will take place. Also, when I said this stone pillar that we just found, I just thought of it.
Oh, sorry, I missed that. I know, I definitely would have taken the opportunity to say, when I say go...
Look at this stone pillar
that I just found. Nice bandits. Okay, so Donald has 1 bar of MP, which I hope doesn't ruin this one cycle, so I'm gonna go for something here. It's a pretty, telegraph fight, so hopefully it just goes well.
See ya!
Ah, I missed it. Okay, it happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jafar is a boss fight that I would describe as not hard, but incredibly annoying. Like, he spends the majority of it just like flying around, just like running away from you.
I think he's like a couple of hits away.
Sorry about this. Run!
Oh, he went back. Okay, that's fine. So he's
Yeah,
gonna
we get to hear Squirming Evil for longer. This song should have been in Smash.
Deep free, deep free, deep free!
Oh, really? That didn't hit? Okay. Okay, he's doing this move, which he approaches you, so this is fine.
This is definitely what I mean by this fight being very annoying. Still a lot of just chasing him down.
Okay, there we go.
Nice.
Okay. Not the worst thing in the world by marathon standards. Okay, so now the last boss fight is the second part of Jafar, which is the... I'll just let the cutscene say it itself.
Genie.
Yeah, Genie Jafar is the last one.
This again is a fight that I would say is not hard, but just annoying.
Free.
Something of interesting, you see Tacos just using Blizzard on Jafar. That actually does hurt him, even though the way you're supposed to win this fight is by attacking Iago with the lamp.
Okay, he spawned next to me.
See
Good.
ya! Deep free, deep free, deep free, deep free! See ya! See ya! Deep free, deep free!
Okay. I don't know why he's not dead yet.
Yeah, this is... When you have Iago just like flying away like this.
There he goes.
Oh, it's just... It's
It was
always
one hit.
It's always one hit.
Yeah. I guess that's what happens when you don't have scan equipped. I'm trying to like get into the habit of not equipping scan until after Parasite Cage 1, but you know, I guess I'm still not used to it yet.
I don't know. I feel like if you end up in a situation where you're menuing anyway, it might as well be worth equipping scan. It's like it's not one of those things you need, but it does make things a lot easier to maintain. So a fun fact about this carpet chase that we'll hopefully see. You can roll with the carpet? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's...
Yes. Oh god, you died! What happened? Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, false alarm, don't worry. That was intentional. So
yeah, for some reason, if you die during the carpet escape, the game just decides, close enough, and just continues the game anyway.
Yeah.
Also, something that we didn't see because we skipped the cutscenes. Tacoz actually just got both Fyra and Lazara from those fights, so his magic's been upgraded.
Yeah, Jafar was a nice enough guy to give us magic upgrades during those fights, so, you know, it was the least that he could do.
Alright, so this next group of worlds, there are 3 of them. They are Monstro, Atlantica, and Halloweentown, and in order to progress the game further, Tacoz has to complete 2 of them. So naturally, the 2 that will be completed are Monstro and Halloweentown, because Atlantica is slowest by quite a bit, I believe. Movement in that world just comes to a complete crawl.
It's pretty, yeah.
Also, the boss fights with Ursula aren't really what I would call the best, so there will be no Under the Sea in this run.
Yeah, sorry to any Little Mermaid fans in chat, we're not going to be going to Atlantica.
The Little Mermaid does slap, but I feel like I'm one of the few people who doesn't hate the Atlantica world in Kingdom Hearts 1, but I also understand that it's definitely not one of the better worlds in the game.
Like, I don't mind it, but I can easily say it's like the worst one as far as like exploration and everything goes.
Yeah.
Like, if we're putting on comparison's sake.
It's definitely in the lowest tier of worlds in the game.
So the order that we're going to go through Monstro first, and Monstro is the shortest world here because there's only 2 boss fights, and they're not that far apart from each other. But this world has like some of the most important things that you're going to be needing in this game. One of them being high jump, which you get after the first Parasite Cage fight. And then you get another summon that we're going to be needing for much later, which is also in this world.
Yeah, so Monstro is definitely a pretty crucial point in the run.
At first glance, it doesn't really seem like that important of a world, but like into like, you know, I guess lore-wise and like actually like getting through like speedrunning the game, this is actually one of the more important worlds you have to go through.
Yeah, lore-wise, that's something I really like about Kingdom Hearts 1 is that all of the Disney worlds feel very crucial to the overall plot. Even like the least significant one's probably Deep Jungle, but even then, it plays the important role of like building on the friendship between Sora, Donald, and Goofy.
Mm-hmm. Couldn't agree more.
And that's something that I feel like as the series progresses, the Disney worlds feel less and less crucial to the plot and more like sort of product placement with like mixed results depending on worlds. Like I think some worlds in like KH3, for example, do a pretty good job, and then there's also Arendelle.
Yeah.
So yeah, the way Monstro is set up is it's basically like a giant maze. There's 6 chambers, and all of these doorways just like they take you all over the place, and you basically just have to find
Damn.
you have to find the doorway to chamber 4. You almost got chamber 3 skip.
I know, I barely just missed it. It's like I had to angle my camera a little bit more to the right, otherwise I would have grabbed the ledge. Like sometimes that ledge is a bit janky to grab. But I mean, I got the first part done, so you know, I'll take it. At most, I think like chamber 3 skip saves like 5 or 7 seconds. But No big
Yeah, it's
deal.
not huge, but it's just kind of cool when it happens.
Yeah.
Now we're in the bowels of Monstro. So this is the first fight with the Parasite Cage. I actually don't know the inner mechanics of how this works, so I'll let you take this.
Oh wow, that dropped. Huh. Okay. Sure. That was interesting. I've never seen that stagger loop drop before. I don't know what happened there, but I guess I just got unlucky. So yeah, that was the first Parasite Cage fight. As you can see there, basically what that fight is you're just doing 3-hit air combos over and over again, and you can stagger the Parasite Cage. Like in like I guess there's like a rhythmic pattern to it, but I guess like I just got unlucky that one strike. So here's high jump. We're definitely going to be needing this to progress further in the game.
It's actually mandatory to finish Monstro. Because this next doorway that takes him to the throat is only reachable with high jump.
Should probably equip scan too.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's like if you're menuing anyway, you might as well put on scan.
Yeah, because like I forgot, like my muscle memory is not used to like having to equip scan there. But good thing I caught it.
Something's funny though is that even though you need high jump to reach this point, the developers actually thought ahead, and if you reach this doorway before you're supposed to, there's actually like crates blocking the way to the throat. Which is notable if you play like a KH1 randomizer and you get high jump really early. Like you still have to do the world normally. This is Parasite Cage 2, which I believe is much of the same as the first one.
Getting dropped inputs. This is no good.
Sounds like a Crash Bandicoot game.
Okay, here we go. There's the loops. Okay. Yeah. Oh man, I hope those dropped inputs don't come into the later fights, because it is very, very crucial for me to not drop combos, for sure. Alright, so Parasite Cage 2 just gave a stop. That's going to be really important going forward.
Stop is one of those spells where casually I was like, oh, what's the point of this? It's so useless for how much magic it takes. And then like you watch a speedrun and you realize just how absurdly good Stop is.
It's just one of those spells that you're just like, why did they make this? It's so busted. So we're going back to Monstro. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, after you beat Monstro, the game immediately kicks you out and forces you back to Agrabah. But we still have to get the Summon Gem Water Gleam from Monstro, and that will allow us to get Dumbo, who will be very important in the later part of the run.
So yeah, not much to talk about here. We're just going to be grabbing Dumbo and then switching and then going over to Halloweentown. So this will be like the perfect opportunity if you want to get like any donation readings going on.
We have 2 donations here sitting from CC. Well, we have one here from CC for $10. I didn't forget about the swear jar. And we have a whopping $50 here from Purple Spyro fan who says, Riku sus.
Riku sus.
Yeah, shout out to Spyro fan. True, like really one of the most generous people I've ever met. Always donates and gives subs to so many people.
Also, just to like remind, are all these donations that are going through right now going towards the Oathkeeper glitch?
No, we've already hit it today.
Wait, you already hit it?
Yeah, I think Clock mentioned earlier during the first Gummy mission that it was already met like earlier before the run.
Oh wow, that was quick. Okay, I did not notice. But awesome, yeah. Thank you so much for donating, guys. Keep it up. Keep the train rolling.
Thankfully, the Gummy mission to Halloweentown is very fast. Also, this is like a fan favorite world.
Yeah.
Like Halloweentown is just like aesthetically so cool. Also, I have to mention it. I have to dunk on you. I'm sorry. Tacos didn't know the lyrics to "This Is Halloween" one time when he was like trying to sing along to it.
Yeah, I got put on blast for that pretty hard.
He knew like the first line, and then he went like something strange, and I was like, what?
I just had like a brain fart during that, man. Okay. So Halloweentown is going to be basically a bunch of like backtracking, kind of similar to Deep Jungle, but we're going to be like fetching some items because in the lore for the Kingdom Hearts world, Dr. Finkelstein wants to recreate, well, more so Jack wants to recreate an artificial heart with the help of Dr. Finkelstein. Speaking of Jack, I'm going to be taking his ethers. He's not going to be needing those.
Yeah, the thing I like about this world and also Atlantica is that they don't actually follow the plot of the movies they're based off of, which is really cool because it's a very unique take on The Nightmare Before Christmas. Yeah, there is some backtracking in this world, but I don't think it's nearly as egregious as it is in Deep Jungle.
It just helps that everything is just so close to each other, so it doesn't seem as bad.
See ya.
Yeah, it's a lot smaller of a world.
Deep freeze. Deep freeze. Deep freeze. Deep freeze. See ya.
Yeah, that works.
Seeing some Crash 4 memes in the chat.
Oh no. Alright, so we're delivering the Forget-Me-Not that Sally gave us. And then we gotta get one more item, which is the Jack in the Box.
Fun fact that I've learned from watching and doing KH1 Rando, a lot of these key items they're actually not needed to like progress story stuff. Like there's like just different triggers. So even if you don't have the forgetting about that at that point, like if it got randomized to something else, you would still be able to progress to this part. But the Jack in the Box, the trigger is actually tied to the item. So one of the items in KH1 Rando you need to progress this world actually is the Jack in the Box.
Also kind of unlucky I fell off of there. So what I want to do here is roll off of this and then make it to the tombstone so I can interact with it before the White Knights show up, but I fell off. Not a big deal though.
This should help.
Okay, so we have 3, 1, 4. Okay.
Bye.
Excuse me, Goofy. It's funny, earlier in practice, my pattern was actually like 2-7-1. I was like, wow, this sucks.
See ya.
Okay, so
Yeah, 314 is a pretty good one.
So this is going to be the last time we're going to be delivering the items to Dr. Finkelstein, because in this cutscene coming up, as he's going to be bringing the heart up, Lock, Shock, and Barrel are going to come out and steal the heart. So we got to take it back.
So now they've stolen the heart. So now Sora, Donald, and Goofy are going to go beat up some children.
Yeah, they're going to get what's coming to them. Don't worry. RNG. Good.
Yeah, so this is another room where you can get the black fungus. So thankfully that didn't happen.
Yeah, if the black fungus spawn here, you lose 10 seconds because you have to exit the room and come back in.
Yeah, fighting the black fungus is just not worth it at all. It takes forever to kill them because they can only die to critical hits.
Which which is extremely.
And they also like to make themselves invulnerable too. They're one of the most annoying enemies in the game. So Oogie's manner has got some really cool platforming and also a bit of sequence breaking that CJitsallGewd do here. He's supposed to enter that door and then he just didn't.
So yeah, thanks to high jump, I can make all those little sequence breaks there. Pretty good climb there.
Deep free, deep free, see ya. Deep free, deep free, deep free, deep free, deep free, deep free, see ya. Deep free, see ya.
Was it putting in work?
Deep free, deep free, deep free, see ya.
Wow! Are you serious?
That fight can go so wrong, and everything just worked perfectly there.
I still have an ether. Okay, cool.
Yeah, that is an infamously terrible fight.
Yeah, I got really lucky during that fight. Okay, so yeah. As Rico said, that fight can go terribly wrong, but I guess marathon luck came through for me.
So now, by hitting that lever, he's opened the door to the torture room, which is where you confront Oogie Boogie. And this boss fight's a very interesting one in terms of mechanics.
Yeah, definitely one of my favorite boss fights. But it can go horribly wrong in the run.
Yeah, so when it starts, he's gonna force you down onto like the Wheel of Fortune here. And basically, at some point, these buttons in the center are gonna line up or light up, and you have to press one of them, and it's gonna create a fence.
Where is Ziggy? I can't find him. There he is.
There we go.
And he didn't go in. Okay, well,
Yeah.
this is a good start.
Yeah, so this is how things can go poorly. You want to trap Oogie into the same section as you, and if you don't, then you just have to go through everything again.
Yeah.
It's also ideal to make it so that Donald and Goofy are not with you, I believe. Because I believe you can hit Oogie 9 times or 10 times before he knocks you back.
Okay, Heartless one. Oh wait, no, this is this thing. Man, I am getting really unlucky. Well, I guess this is the trade-off for having a good lockshot barrel fight, because this fight's going terrible right now. Okay, the plus side is my party members are dead. Out of contact, that sounds terrible, but trust me when I say that this is good for this fight.
Okay, he was like right on the edge of both of those. Yeah, so
Get the extra hit.
after the 10th hit, Oogie just automatically knocks you down again.
Okay, there we go. Alright, kinda saved it a little bit. Not really. Okay.
But yeah, having Donald and Goofy out of commission for that fight means they won't like straight hit Oogie also, which can ruin your ability to deal enough damage to him before he knocks you back.
Yeah. And sometimes Oogie can just like last second like actually like juke you to where like he's just out of range for locking him in, and that can also be like really bothersome.
So right after this, apparently the power of darkness caused Oogie to merge with his manor, and to defeat him we have to defeat these purple orbs of darkness.
Yeah, I guess that's what it is.
I just gotta say that hopefully one day there's enough evil in my heart that I can just merge with my house.
Until then, we're just gonna be popping some purple pimples.
I think there's 6 of these you need to take out.
I actually don't know what the number is. I never counted.
There is an indeterminate amount of purple pimples that you need to pop. And after you break a certain amount, the enemies in the house start to become more aggressive, which doesn't really matter too much for beginner, but it's pretty notable on higher difficulties. This should be the last one. Yep.
Alright, cool.
And beating this fight actually gives you gravity, which will also be a very useful spell throughout the game.
So,
Especially in the late game.
Yeah, so Oogie Manor can go horribly wrong sometimes because like there are just certain places where you can just fall through, and they're like very, very small, and it just adds insult to injury every time you do fall through those like small cracks. But luckily that actually wasn't terrible. So overall, this is an okay Halloweentown.
Yeah, I think the only thing that went poorly was the Oogie 1 fight.
Yeah, Oogie 1 was
LSB was good and the Manor was good.
Alright, so now that we're going to be leaving Halloweentown, we're going to have the most major RNG part of the run, and that is the hook ship. So for those who don't know, Neverland is actually taking place on the hook ship that actually can have a chance to not spawn.
Yeah, its chance of spawning is 100% if you've beaten all 3 of the worlds before this, but because we didn't beat Atlantica, the chance that it spawns is only 70%, and if it chooses not to spawn, it's automatically like a 50-second time loss.
Yeah, you lose like a minute and a half just because it didn't want to show up. It's like a huge run killer, especially like this late into the run too. Like it can get a bit annoying. So let's hope that the hook ship can bless us with its presence today. And while that's happening, any donations that can be read off, feel free to.
We don't have any donations at the moment, but just a friendly reminder, if you would like to donate and you would like to make that little 879 turn into a 900 before the end of the run, you can type !donate into the chat and you'll get a link to the donation page right there. We do have some intended bid wars for tomorrow, which are running. We've got a couple for the crash block. We've got some for Spyro. We've got a bunch going on, so feel free to take a look at them as well.
Alright, let's make it happen, guys. Also, hook ship appeared, so that's good. We just saved a minute and 30 seconds. So Neverland has 2 notoriously difficult boss fights depending on what difficulty you're playing on, and that's Anti-Sora and Captain Hook. But since we're on beginner, it's going to be a little bit easier for us to do these fights, especially with the strat that I'm going to try to do for both Anti-Sora and for Hook. That involves getting stopped from Monstro.
You don't say.
You don't say.
You don't say. One of my also, this world has a lot of like cutscenes where you can't skip until certain dialogue is like said.
I also want to point out that the battle theme in this world is also a sleeper banger.
Agree.
Fire!
Alright, good movement. It can be a bit tricky to navigate there in that area.
What?
What? So, what is it, Tink?
What is it, Tink?
You cannot skip that until Peter Pan has finished saying that sentence. I do not know why. Also, it's faster to skip that cutscene in Japanese because Peter says "Doshita Tinku," which is basically the same thing as "What is it, Tink?" but it's much quicker. Okay, so upon Anti-Sora, we're gonna equip Stop. That's Donald. Hello. There we go. All right, let's hope this fight goes well. So just to explain a little bit as I'm doing this, Rico.
I don't know how this fight works.
Okay, so what I want to do is I want to clash with Anti-Sora and get him into a stagger loop, basically. Also, he's giving me a really bad pattern, so I can't hit him. There we go.
This fight kind of sucks.
Okay, now I got him.
This is a bit of a precursor to see why Stop is such a useful spell.
Okay, now he's north.
One little fact, until you beat Anti-Sora, Sora's shadow disappears, and it persists even if you leave Neverland and go to another world.
Yeah, I think it's a really cool little attention to detail that they put there. There we go. Come on. Yeah, like this arena is so janky, so it's really hard to get some hits in. Okay, could have been better.
Yeah, that can definitely be a really rough fight.
Yeah, it's acceptable at least. Okay, so I'm gonna do some quick menuing real quick. That's really okay.
Also note, Tacoz did a fire there to stop him from accidentally grabbing the ledge when he was dropping down. Just simple.
Yeah, as you're falling through platforms and like basically like you're just falling through holes, you can't grab the ledges while you're doing fire or any magic move for that instance.
Quite a cod.
Quite a codfish.
Codfish, that Riku.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So we just got the ability to fly, but instead of flying and fighting things, we're just gonna summon a giant cat. So this is the summon for Simba, and I would say on a whole he is probably the most useful summon in the run.
Get me straight.
We are gonna see him a lot.
Yeah, Simba can put in a lot of work, especially since you choose the magic route for this run. He does more damage.
Yeah, the charge and MP that Simba has scales with your magic.
Come on.
All right, pretty good. All right, so let's just hope Peter Pan and Goofy do their jobs.
The boss fight with Captain Hook, and again, this is again a place where stop shows how useful it is.
Come on. Here.
Yeah, okay, I'll take that. The reason why that last stop dropped is because one of my air slashes didn't connect properly, and it dropped my input. So, but I saved it luckily at the end there.
Yeah, there's some animations Hook does where stop doesn't actually work. So being able to properly loop the entire fight isn't as easy as it looks, but that went overall pretty well.
Yeah. Also, one of the ship that travels around during that fight has a chance of hitting you with his missiles, and normally it's not that big of a deal, but in that instance, it spawned right like by where Hook is normally, and I just happened to get hit by it, which was really unlucky. So because of that, it also caused me to drop another stop loop. But you know, all in all, still okay. So just gonna be doing a couple more cutscene skips here, and we're gonna be doing more menuing and going back to Traverse Town. So during that time, if there's any other donations I got through, feel free to send them over.
We do have a donation sitting here for $21, which puts us at $900.
Hey, let's go.
We have $21 here from Rico, who says Maleficent is Kyrie locked up in a Coney Island disco palace.
Dang it, Maleficent.
Also, just quickly for the chat, we have a community goal for Channel Points going on right now to release Speedrun Insider episode number 50. If you don't know what Speedrun Insider if you don't know what Speedrun Insider is, I can't talk today. It is a speedrunning podcast hosted by good old CJ, which you can find on Spotify and YouTube.
Yeah, keep the push going, guys. I believe in you.
So there's a couple of reasons to come back to Traverse Town here. First one, obviously, as Tacoz is doing right now, is to get Dumbo, which will be very useful in the next world, Hollow Bastion. The other thing of note is that there's actually a boss fight here with the opposite armor. That you're actually, like, the game intends you to do it on the second visit after you, like, you know, unlock the world's, like, from Agrabah on. But you can actually just leave it into like this late visit, and it just makes the opposite armor fight better because you're obviously just like way stronger at this point. Yeah, beating the opposite armor is necessary because to travel to Hollow Bastion, you actually need 2 Gummy or Navi-G pieces. The first one is in Neverland, and the second one is in Traverse Town, or I guess it's supposed to be the other way around. What? I don't think I've ever seen that happen.
I think my game just broke. Okay. Alright.
You have a backup?
Okay, well, I could go back to just the Sora, the anti-Sora fight. I think we just do that. I've never seen this happen before.
That is
a first. Okay. Hey, you know what? It makes for content. So yeah, let's just load that up real quick. Give me 1 second. Oh man, that's quite embarrassing.
That is definitely a new one.
I've never seen that happen before. Like I noticed something was off when none of the MP bubbles were spawned after killing the Mage Heartless. But then okay, apparently after doing that, okay.
It's okay. We get to see the hook fight again.
Yeah, we can actually probably see it done properly, I hope. But yeah, I do have backup files just in case like something like that did happen anyway, so this is okay. That might be a first. I've literally never seen that happen before.
That was definitely
I liked how they were just fused into the wall. That was pretty funny. Okay, so it's not going to be that far back. Luckily, it'll be okay. So going back to we were at the cabin. I already have everything equipped here, so we're just gonna go proceed to the fight. Shouldn't take too long.
Stream ended on my part in the Discord, by the way, so you will probably have to just turn that again. That way I can see stuff. That's definitely one of those things where I would, if I were to run this in a marathon, I'd be crazy prepared and just have a save point at like every point where you warp back to the Gummy ship. Nice.
Yeah, I'll reload it back when I'm done with the anti-Sora fight.
Yeah, no, I got you. No, do it right now in the middle of the fight.
Okay. Let me just get that back. Okay, should be back now. Alright, let's do that menuing again, I guess.
I want to say that didn't set up too far back. The 2 fights with Hook aren't too long, and I think there isn't the double mission and all that.
Okay. At least I get to show off that menu again. But yeah, it actually didn't take us too far back. It was like probably only a couple of minutes.
I would still definitely play to Murphy's Law and probably save in Merlin's house when we get back there.
Yeah.
Quite a cod.
Quite
Like the codfish, that red Trinity.
That red Trinity, yep. Okay.
Kidney strength.
We get to hear kidney strength again.
Yeah, in English it sounds like he says kidney strength, and in Japanese it sounds like he says Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh! I love it.
also just get to hear this song again. Nice little thing about Simba is that if he runs out of MP, if you're mid-charge, he actually won't go away until you actually unleash his attack again.
Oh, Peter Pan, why? Oh, I hope that was a potion. I hope that wasn't an ether. Okay, let's try this again. Okay. Oh.
One of my favorite things about Stop is that because it doesn't actually deal the damage until the enemy is unstopped, you just see like Hook's health like slowly go down, and it's just suddenly there's nothing left.
Yeah, it's fun watching like their HP bar just completely get destroyed. It's always like a great thing to see. Okay, so back to here. Yeah, we're just gonna grab the Flare G again. Oh, I also didn't get to mention this when we were heading over to Traverse Town again. But I pick up that Flare G because that's another Gummy ship item that I'm gonna be using. It's basically an upgraded like fire engine. And I actually forgot to equip it before going to Traverse Town too. So that's probably another reason why that didn't go well for me. I don't think it's related, but I mean...
The game was like, you messed up, we're gonna make you do it all again.
Basically, yeah.
That was an interesting way for the game to crash for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Also note, by beating Neverland, you get the summon for Tinkerbell, which is a really cool summon casually, but not really that useful in the run.
Alright, here we go. So let's do this properly this time. So we're gonna equip the Flare Genie. Now we go to Traverse Town. And we're basically just back to where we left off, so, you know, hopefully that didn't take too long.
Looks like it was maybe like 5 to 6 minutes.
Yeah, no big deal.
Yeah, if I remember like watching you practice this, you're pretty generously within your estimate. I would still definitely like save before you leave this room though.
Yeah.
In case it's like a consistent problem, you don't have to go through Neverland again.
I'll save when we get to accessory shop. Cool.
Yo, Gummy missions.
Missions, let's go. Okay, just to be on the safe side. 87.
87?
Perfect. It's like it's fate. Okay.
87 is an inside joke in my chat. For those who don't understand, probably still don't understand.
It just exists.
It's not the bite of 87.
Yeah. Alright, back to what we were doing. Okay, there we go.
There we go. I was like...
Yeah, see, I knew
these magic heartless can be very annoying, but using Ars... Oh, that's actually another thing we got from Neverland is Ars Arcanum. That's going to be extremely useful for the rest of the run.
Because that move deals a lot of damage.
So he has to ring the bell 3 times, and this will make the keyhole to Traverse Town spawn, which will bring up the fight with the opposite armor.
I'm really glad the game didn't break that time. I knew something was off when the MP bubbles didn't spawn. I was like, huh. And then I didn't think much of it. But then as soon as Sora,
That
Donald,
was
Goofy.
weird.
Yeah, just like the wall didn't even break. They just kind of fused right into it.
Donald wasn't even there. It was just Sora and Goofy just standing in place, and Donald was just like, "Nope, I know where this is going."
Oh man, it would have been like the icing on the cake if they T-posed.
So we gotta fight the guard armor again. Just kidding.
That was quick. Well, GG.
You do like a combo on the guard armor, and he's like, I've had enough.
He's like, all right, I'm heading out.
So he turns into the opposite armor. And again, this fight is supposed to be done before you ever go to Agrabah, so you're quite over leveled for it at this point, so it shouldn't be too much of a hassle.
Where is the? Oh, there it is. Okay. Well, ideally, what you want to do for the opposite armor is destroy the hands first before you go for the feet hands, because then you get to damage the opposite armor a lot quicker right here. Okay, so that was an okay fight. As soon as opposite armor goes into his cannon form, that's when you can be able to damage him again after destroying his limbs.
Yep. So beating that fight gives you the second Navi-G piece that you need to go to Hollow Bastion.
Yep. We're gonna talk to Sid right now, and he's gonna make that magic happen. So yeah, there's a bunch of cutscene skits gonna be going on, and we're gonna make our way over to Traverse Town. I mean, not Traverse Town, to Hollow Bastion. So if any donations have gone through, if you want to call them out, feel free to do so.
I'm actually gonna use this
Wow.
as an opportunity for a bathroom break, so
Yeah,
I'll
go
back
ahead.
momentarily.
Yeah, go for it.
Well, we had a nice little question from Funyuns Tasty. What sound does a bird make? I thought it was meow, but it turns out I'm wrong. Instead, Funyuns donated $50 with core,
Cool.
and that brings us up to $950 for today. Look,
Wow, $950.
let's be real here. I want to see $1,000 by the end of the day. We've got an hour left in this run, and we've got another run after that to raise just $50.
Oh yeah, we can make it happen easy.
$50.
Make the magic happen, chat. We believe. Yeah, so like I said earlier, the reason why that we go out of our way to get these Gummy ship accessories is because we're just zooming through these Gummy missions now. As you see here, like, normally it would take us quite a long time to traverse from Neverland to Hollow Bastion, but since we have the power-up from both Haste G and we have Fire not only Fire G, but Flare G, which is the upgraded version of Fire G, we just go zooming.
I'm back, by the way.
Yeah, no, you didn't miss much. We're just still going through we're going to Hollow Bastion right now, so there's definitely going to be more to talk about once we get there.
Yeah, Hollow Bastion begins the end game of Kingdom Hearts. You can pretty much divide this game into 3 acts. The first act I would say is everything up to Agrabah, and then second act is everything from Monstro to Neverland, and then the third act is just Hollow Bastion at the end of the game. And to put into perspective how long the end game of this game is, there's only 2 worlds left in the run, and I would say Hollow Bastion is only a little over the halfway point of the run.
Because we have to do this place twice, basically. It's definitely on the longer side of things.
It's also not a short world.
So Sora recollects this place. He says it looks familiar, and that's probably because he's been in Smash.
Yeah, this stage is in Smash. It's his stage, and it's also potentially torn illegal.
Yeah. So, fun little movement there. You actually don't have to climb all the way up there to reach the Beast cutscene. You can kind of just roll to the side there, and then from the very bottom floor, you can just activate Beast right there.
Yeah, so bit of a story-related thing that just happened here. Riku steals the Keyblade from Sora because it turns out he was the one who was meant to have it. Donald and Goofy had their orders from their king to follow the Keyblade wielder, so they feel that they are forced to abandon Sora, which is why Sora now only has the Beast as his teammate, who admittedly is a pretty great teammate. But Sora's left with the wooden sword, which means he can deal no physical damage to any enemy. So this part of the run, you are very, very reliant on Beast cooperating.
Relying on Beast and relying on one spell and one spell only. Gravity.
We kind of alluded to gravity earlier. The way gravity works is that it actually does percent-based damage, where it does a certain amount of like percent damage to an enemy proportional to their total, or like to their HP at the time. So if you use it on an enemy with full health, it will eat up a huge amount of their HP, which for a lot of these endgame Heartless is extremely useful.
And on some of the smaller ones, like not related to any boss enemies, it can actually like squish them into the ground, so they're kind of like stunned like temporarily.
Gravity, unfortunately, is not really useful against bosses. I think the devs just had the foresight to realize that that'd be a little too ridiculous. So most bosses are resistant or like immune to it.
And you can see right now how good this
but
is.
But it's definitely useful for these mob fights.
Let's
It just took off like 70% of that defender's HP.
Thank you, Deuce.
Yeah.
Took a little bit, but he got it.
And something else to note, even though Sora can't damage the Heartless, attacking them still fills up his charge gauge, so he can get more MP from just attacking enemies.
Yeah, sadly, sometimes the AI doesn't want to like cooperate with you there, even after pressing triangle, which is outside of like interacting with things. Triangle is also to recall your party members and like get them to interact. But sometimes it just doesn't work out in your favor.
Yeah, that was actually that was Triangle's only use in the original release of Kingdom Hearts 1. The reaction command style triangle option that's kind of reminiscent of Cage 2 and on was actually added in the HD remix version of the game. Which kind of comes with this side effect of sometimes if you're trying to just like rally support from your allies, you might end up just doing Ars like you did there. So Taco's walked into that corner specifically to stop these enemies, or to make these enemies despawn, which just allows them to use this elevator.
Alright, we're going to be coming up against the first boss of Hollow Bastion, which is Riku.
Me, I did it.
Yeah, Riku is the boss here.
I'm the Keyblade Master.
So this fight in particular, we have our party members with us, and we're gonna have to be reliant on Goofy being using Tornado and parrying most of his attacks. So we're gonna lure him into this corner here. Try to get him to interact here. And there we go. Tornado again. There we go.
Yeah, Hollow Bastion is a world filled with bosses that, if you've played casually, you probably got gate-kept by at least 3 of these.
That was a really good fight.
Yeah, that went very solidly.
Yeah. See, Goofy did his job. Alright, now we got the squad back together. So from this point on, we're just going to be doing a bunch of platforming to get towards the next boss of this level, which is Maleficent, actually. And it's going to take us a little bit to get there, so I guess we'll just talk about it more as we get there. So we're going through this library to collect pieces of the book here. So a neat little interaction here. You can actually dodge roll, and it'll pick up that book right there without ever having to get on the table.
Oh, I pick up my books.
Okay, so now we're just gonna do some puzzle pieces here.
Fire! See ya!
Yeah, so there's 4 puzzles here. You have to light all the candles. You have to break these 2 pots.
You gotta push a statue.
And you have to open a chest.
Yep.
And it gives you the 4 emblem pieces to open the door to the rest of the castle. Oh, you also need Red Trinity.
See ya! Fire! Fire! Fire!
Okay, you can actually squeeze in a dodge roll after landing with fire there, just to put yourself a little bit closer. Just like slight little movement tech there. So now that we have all the pieces, I'm going to be doing a strat that's actually going to be useful for gathering EXP. So specifically, there's going to be a room outside of the castle where we're going to make our way towards the elevator. There's going to be 2 wyverns that are going to spawn on the outside. So I'm going to try a strat that actually deals enough damage and conserve enough MP for us to go through the Maleficent fight without having to like go out of our way to collect any MP orbs. So what I'm going to do, after going through this defender, I'm going to lock on to the one in front of me, stop, gravity, and then 2 fires. And that's going to be enough to kill it and despawn the rest of the enemies as I'm going towards the chest here. This is going to be the final gummy piece we're going to get. And as you see there, I got the level up for strength. That's going to be key because on the elevator fight, we're going to be fighting wizards, and depending on how late you get your strength up for Sora, he could basically 3-shot those wizards, which makes for a faster fight.
And I see someone in chat talking about it. The blue squares will have returned for Hollow Bastion.
Yes, I mentioned this earlier, but yeah.
It's most prominent in Hollow Bastion, but we saw a bit of it in Traverse Town.
Speaking of squares, hello, Goofy.
Yuck.
Nice teeth you got there. Yuck.
Oh, Sora, why are you so close?
Come on!
Clock in chat saying we need that as an emote. That actually is a.
It actually is an emote, yeah.
Violin made it, and it's in his chat. I don't know if it's a public emote or not.
Yeah,
it's called Goofy. It's called Goofy W.
Shoutouts to Violin. He's a current world record holder for this game in the category for beginner, and also for standard.
Quite legendary, and also a really cool guy.
Also, hello, Donald. Thank you for not casting stop. Sometimes during the elevator fights, Donald has like this weird tendency of just casting stop at like the most wrong moments. So I'm glad
you generally don't want to use stop when it's not necessary because it does slow down actually knocking out the enemies.
I'm also gonna grab these MP bubbles for safety, just so I can have enough MP for the Maleficent fight.
Proud world record right now is currently held by Mistmaster 1.
Mistmaster, yes.
Yeah, Mistmaster has Proud and level 1 records, and then Violent has beginner and standard. Alright, so this is the first use of Dumbo. Yep, so that was another sequence break. It basically stops him from having to wrap around this entire area.
Normally you have to go through the ground floor and then work your way around and fight a bunch of Heartless to activate the elevator, or the little like diamond things there to get to the next part. But with Dumbo, you could just kind of just go up there.
Definitely a lot faster. And way more convenient. So this is a boss fight with Maleficent. This is not a particularly terrible one. at least compared to the fight immediately after.
Alright, good.
Yeah,
Good fight.
that went by really quickly.
Yeah, and I just had enough MP to, like, barely squeeze that out.
So immediately following this fight is going to be the fight with Maleficent's dragon form. And anybody who's played this game casually will find the way that Tacos does this fight obscenely satisfying.
That is if I don't drop any combos, so let's hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah, this is one of the most notoriously difficult boss fights
Yeah,
casually.
So I'll try a little bit of focus here, so I'll see. For this and possibly Riku too. We'll see how it goes. Okay, one of the stop loops dropped, but it should be okay. Okay, oof, barely got it.
Had 1 hit point. Oh lord,
That was close. But
yeah, that was a little rough, but
Yeah.
definitely pretty good.
yeah,
overall.
I barely had enough MP to just to make sure I'd like squeeze out of there. But yeah,
That is again a showcase of how the stop loops aren't quite as easy as they look. That was still pretty close to going wrong.
crisis averted. Also, funny enough, I still have an extra ether and I totally forgot about it, so I'm gonna have to make use of that soon.
So after that very difficult boss fight, they throw you immediately into another one.
And hopefully this one also goes as smoothly, you know, or for lack of a better term, as well as Dragon Maleficent did.
Yeah, this is Riku 2 or Riku Ansem, and this is probably where a lot of people got like stonewalled playing through the game as a kid. I know my first playthrough of the game, I was stuck here for like weeks.
All right, let's give it a shot. Nice. Good
Very
fight.
nice.
Very good fight.
Yeah, so what Tacos did there is Riku always retaliates on the 4th hit of a combo, and Tacos was able to use that to like endlessly loop him through that combo, which also allowed him to do what is called a DM skip or desperation move skip. A lot of bosses have an attack where when they're at low health, they'll just like unleash their like ultimate attack, and Riku's is Dark Aura, where he just like attacks the entire arena and then just slams down a bunch of energy in the center. It's not a really hard attack to dodge, but you can't hit him while he's doing it. So the DM skip just saves a lot of time.
Yeah, it's like about 15-ish seconds or so if you don't get DM'd. So you know that's very nice.
Right, and now we're playing as Alfred.
Alfred the Shadow. Say hello, Alfred.
All right, you gotta get bonkless. So Sora
yeah.
will donate.
For donos, yeah, we gotta get bonkless. You'll know if I get it or not. It's a visual cue, so you'll see. Well, we'll see the most important skip of the game coming up. Just trying to do a frame perfect pause at the right time, so that way Shadow Sora here doesn't get bonked on the head. Let's see if I get
It's
it.
Alfred.
Oh yeah, Alfred. Sorry. No, I got bonked. Damn. Oh well.
Oh, run's ruined. You gotta reset, dude.
I gotta reset now. Yeah.
2 hours gone the waste. We gotta start the whole run over, man.
Tell me what happened.
I'm not gonna tell you what
Oh
happened.
no, the game crashed. Oh no, we're gonna reload the save.
Oh no, yeah.
Also, Leon right there asking, tell me what happened. Well, I failed bonk this.
Yeah, imagine like a scenario where like Sora's just like in a shrink. Tell me, and Leon is like your therapist. He's just like, tell me what happened. Well, it all started when I missed Bonkless. From then
It all started when I was born.
Okay, so another interesting sequence here. So, since we never used the red Trinity at the gate there, we're actually not going to go to that gate area and instead warp to the Magician Study and talk to Merlin. He can lead us down the cavern.
Yeah, this is another thing that's really nice for with the sequence break.
Mm-hmm.
Although that might actually this might be the same on Jay. I don't know.
Possibly, yeah.
Also, we will be seeing this place again because this is the Oathkeeper
Yeah.
cutscene that the incentive was for, but it will be done after the run because
Yeah.
it takes a few tries and you have to reload every time you fail it. So
Definitely can be a time.
better to just do after the run as opposed to in it.
Yeah.
And also, we would have to watch the cutscene also, which also wastes time.
And plus, like, you know, that crash that happened earlier definitely did a number on how much.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but I think we should still be good for underestimate. That's what we like to call content.
Throwing for content. Alright, we're coming up to the final Gummy mission. Oh, well, you have to
Well, we got to go to
Sid first,
we
yeah.
got to talk to Sid first,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah, that's important.
yeah, and then we'll do our final gun.
I saw you leave, and I was like, okay, final Gummy mission, wait.
There we go.
Now we're coming up to the final Gummy mission.
So Sid's gonna give us this gummy that he sealed away in a tunnel for some reason. And we're going to be equipping our last item on the gummy, which is, I think it's an upgraded version of Haste G, which is Haste 2G, which speeds up our ship and also decreases
I also
the-
realized this isn't even the last Gummy mission. I was wrong.
Yeah, we still, well, like, gummy mission going towards endgame, we should say.
For some reason, I completely blanked and thought we already did Hollow Bastion 2. I was thinking, oh, we're going to the end of the world next. But no, we've
Not quite there yet.
we still got Hollow Bastion 2.
Oh, right, yeah. I gotta go to this first. So, interesting thing about this, this particular Gummy mission back to Hollow Bastion. So, Hollow Bastion is sealed away. Lore reason is because there's too many Heartless swarming the area. So we gotta take this dark hole, shouts to Yu-Gi-Oh! We're gonna take that over to the path that goes towards Hollow Bastion. Normally when you do this, you have to go through, I believe it's 4 or 5 of these like areas or rooms as from going from like point A to point B. But once you get past the dark hole area, you only have to do 2, and then you can select the world and then warp to Hollow Bastion again, which saves a good chunk of time.
Yeah, for some reason, when you just get within a certain proximity of Hollow Bastion, the world map just lets you pick it. In the meantime, another question for chat, topical to this game and the game that was played before it, and Hollow Bastion. Who do you main in Smash?
Or what was the question again?
Who do you main in Smash?
Okay.
Oh, I see a Me Gunner. And an Ike.
I'm just waiting to see someone say Kirby.
There's always one of them.
There's that one person.
So yeah, so as I said earlier, now that we unlock the path to go to Hollow Bastion, we can just warp there. So now we're in Hollow Bastion 2.
Seeing Falco in Melee, Fox in Melee, Bowser in PM. I see Spyro has never played it. That might be a good thing.
Okay, so for this portion, we're actually going to need Beast with us because he's going to help us at a very, very important part. And plus he has some ethers left for us, so we're going to be needing those also. So we're going to be using Dumbo again on the outside this time because when you go back inside, There's actually, like, it's actually just faster to go through here.
Get me straight.
Okay, Goofy almost just pushed me off. That would have been really bad. And also, if you go through the library, there's an unskippable cutscene that you have to watch with Beast, so we actually don't want that too, so...
Goofy was like, I'm gonna push you off, Sora. Climb back up.
Okay, there we go. Okay, just have to wait for the wizard to despawn there, so that way I can interact with the crystal. So yeah, good little time saver there. I'm going to be doing another menuing here, which is pretty important. There's going to be a lot to unpack here.
While he's doing this, I guess I'll answer my own question. In Smash, well, in Ultimate, I main Sora. Or at least, I'm trying to.
Yeah, Sora's pretty cool. I'm like leaning towards making him my main if I do play Smash again.
Yeah. Before Sora, I played Inkling and Diddy Kong, among other characters, but those were the two I probably put the most effort into.
Yep.
And then in Melee, I play Marth and Fox.
Thank you, Beast. You did your job. So the reason why we need a Beast is because his ferocious roar has a very, very good range and deals a lot of damage when equipped with critical plus. So since he did 2 roars there, he actually basically killed everything here really quickly. So props to you, Beast. Also, I unequipped Tornado for Goofy and replaced it with MP Gift because that is going to be one of the most important abilities that we're going to be needing to getting closer to endgame.
MP Gift is crazy.
It's so good.
They actually nerfed it from Vanilla KH1 to Final Mix. In Vanilla KH1, so what MP Gift does is when Goofy uses it, it basically acts as an ether for whoever he uses it on. Ideally, he uses it on Sora. But in the vanilla version of KH1, it only costs 1 MP, whereas in Final Mix it costs 2. That's still absurdly useful.
Yeah, it's still extremely custom.
So this is going to be the 3rd and final use of Dumbo.
Bye, Dumbo. Thank you for your service. Okay, is he gonna hit me? Nope. Alright, and here is final part of Hollow Bastion, which is the Behemoth boss fight. You want to explain a little bit more of this as I do this fight real quick, Rico?
Yeah, so there's actually multiple Behemoth fights in this game, and this is the first one. It's the first. It's also the only one that the game actually truly considers a boss, which is why he can't use gravity on it. But the only part of the Behemoth that's actually vulnerable is the horn. So you're gonna see Tacoz constantly climb up onto the Behemoth's back, and then he's ideally wants to use Ars Arcanum on it again, just because it tears through health really quickly. And then after he hits the Behemoth enough times, it'll stagger like it is now, and then he can just get in a lot of air combos while it's like that. Yeah, it's overall pretty straightforward fight, not too bad. Yeah, that went pretty well.
That was a really good Behemoth fight.
I see Quill in the chat asking, what's your favorite Kingdom Hearts game? I've already said this earlier during the stream, but I'll say it again. My favorite Kingdom Hearts game is Kingdom Hearts 1, which is also just my favorite game.
Mine, I'm more akin to Kingdom Hearts 2 myself, but I haven't played it in such a long time. I'll have to revisit it for sure, though. Like, it's actually next on my list of games to learn how to run.
Yeah, I would definitely love to learn both of these somewhere in the distant future. I could go on an entire tangent of like why I love KH1 so much, and I do also love KH2. The way I mostly boil it down to is that I love the combat in KH2, but I love everything else about KH1.
Also, this is an unskippable cutscene that cannot be skipped,
No
therefore
matter
it is
where we
unskippable.
hearts will bring us together again. Besides, I couldn't forget you, even if I wanted to.
So this will be another good time for
What's
donation
that
readings if
supposed
there's
to
any that came through.
Well, we have $10 from Solarium. It says, well, you tried. So here's some money regardless. Now, strongly consider resetting now.
Sora,
Thanks, Solarium.
good luck.
Solarium was also asking, have you tried skipping the cutscene?
Have I tried frame perfectly doing it? I mean, yeah, I did.
You just press the button.
It's a valiant
I don't know,
effort.
man. I know you say it's unskippable, but like, have you tried skipping it?
All right, you know what? I'll humor you guys. You want me to press pause?
Do it.
I'll press
Do
pause. Do it? Okay. Check it out. There's no option.
Oh wait, he was right. Yeah. No, I was actually a few weeks ago, I was rewatching Miss Master's level 1 run from SGDQ a few years ago.
Yeah.
And he actually did accidentally pause during this cutscene. And he was like, there, I was just proving that it's not skippable.
There you go. See? The proof is in the pudding.
That run was amazing, by the way. Everybody should watch that if they have a chance. The higher difficulties of KH1 actually have slightly different strats compared to beginners, so it's definitely really cool to check out all of them, especially level 1. It's a really neat category.
Alright, now the actual final Gummy mission. We are making our way to End of the World.
Or as I like to call it, end of the PB pace.
The end of the run, yeah. The end of the pace. It's a classic.
Yeah, this is a notoriously annoying endgame.
In all categories, this level is for sure a run killer.
Yeah, the way I've summed it up is like, I thought Crash 4 had the most annoying endgame, and then I watched Kingdom Hearts 1.
I don't know why I play games with hard. I try to speedrun games with hard endgames. It makes no sense to me.
Should look into Crash 2. The number of times that I just lose like 3 minutes in Warping 5, it's great.
It's a struggle, man. Also have to be really careful navigating that area because I'm just zooming. I'm like holding down square as I'm shooting everything. So for that particular part where like there's like all the giant ships, you actually have to move around, otherwise you'll just be dead.
This world might not be the greatest from a speedrun perspective, but it's got banging field theme and battle theme.
Yeah, definitely some of my favorite tracks in this game are here.
See ya!
So this is the introduction to everyone's favorite enemy, the Invisibles.
DM?
They all DM?
Bro! Content.
That's just rude.
See ya!
Well, you know, that's fine.
It's funny is that I wouldn't even. It's not even really a DM because they just do it whenever. Like that one was at full health and they just.
Yeah, it's just so weird. Oh well.
But it basically works like a DM. Yeah. Again, this is where gravity is really useful.
Yeah, and there's also another reason why this level in its entirety is just like a run killer. These invisible fights can really drag on if you don't kill them quickly. Luckily, the next fight isn't so bad because we're just going to be fighting 3 angels here. Not
Something else of note is the way he's moving through this portion. Like he can't just straight shot to the end. There's actually invisible walls stopping him from doing that. Yeah, so these are angel stars, and they are also really annoying.
Okay. So sometimes those angels can actually spawn another one, and that also drags the fight on. But luckily, I didn't get that pattern. Alright, so we're going to be making our way over to the second Behemoth fight. Now, the Behemoth that we fought in Hollow Bastion actually has like better physical defense. Or better magic defense, I should say. So that's why we use ours, Arcanum. But for here, the other Behemoths are a bit weaker. So we can use Gravity and use ours at the same time. So we can just deal more damage to it.
Force! See ya! Force!
Yeah, so again, you can see how gravity's just like completely tearing through its HP. And this isn't doable on the first Behemoth, but it's doable on all other Behemoths.
Oh, just barely.
Oh, so close.
Yeah, I almost got that, but I dropped it, but it happens. I'm gonna use this high potion right now, because I don't need it. Hi, Goofy.
Yeah, using the potion just frees up an item slot, which is useful for later on when you pick up other items.
Yeah, I need to take those opportunities to make sure that I get rid of those as soon as possible upon noticing it.
I wonder where that Ansem fella went.
Oh, okay. Alright, so we're going to be making our way to the World Terminus. So, as I mentioned earlier that we skipped Olympus Coliseum and Atlantica, and since we don't do those worlds, those gates are actually locked off and we have to enter those in order to proceed to the next part of the level.
Yeah, the way the World Terminus works is that you can skip these for any world that you seal the keyhole in. So naturally, skipping Olympus and Atlantica means that you have to do those fights. But thankfully not too long. This one in Olympus, we're gonna see Simba be used again.
Yeah. Luckily, Simba does a lot of good cleanup work here, so we don't have to worry about that for too long.
Simba is amazing for these mob fights.
Get me straight. Come on. Get me
Good.
straight.
You can make sure I stun all the air soldiers there because they actually can hit you from all the way there.
Get me straight.
And the rest should be easy here.
Get me straight.
So this fight coming up in like the Atlantica section of the World Terminus will kind of showcase why the movement in Atlantica kind of sucks.
Fire!
So he wants to take out these sheltering zone Heartless with magic, because if he takes them out physically, they actually just break up into a bunch of little sea neons. So it's a lot faster to just kill them with fire.
Fire! See ya! Force! Fire!
Okay.
Yeah, so you can see in Atlantica you don't have access to dodge roll, and that's why moving is so sluggish in it. But other than that, he doesn't have to do anything else in the World Terminus.
We have to enter this one though because not only does it have a Mega Elixir, it also has a save portal here so we can refill our MP and health here. So really important to pick up there.
Force! See ya!
Okay, I gotta wait for this one to spawn because, you know, Invisibles just love to waste time.
Yeah, so after he takes out these Invisibles, this room opens and there's a bit of exposition with the text. And you have to take out a few more Invisibles, and then that's just all there is to the World Terminus.
Alright, that was good.
Yeah, that was really nice.
Yeah. Alright. Any Fantasia fans in chat? Hopefully I get good RNG here.
Yep, so this is a boss fight with Chernabog, which is kind of just comes out of nowhere, but is no less awesome as a result. Also, it's got, like, just having a rendition of Night on Ball Mountain as the boss theme is just incredible. So, fun fact, this, on my first playthrough of KH1, this is probably the fight that, like, walled me out of finishing the game for the longest time.
Wow,
Like,
that was really
I actually couldn't beat this fight And then like I put the game down for like months, and then came back and finally beat it. It's funny because I don't think this fight is usually mentioned as like one of the like one of the super difficult boss fights.
Okay. Not the worst in the world. I'll take that.
A little minor note is having Leaf Bracer to like make it so you're invulnerable during Cure really helps in that fight.
Yeah, I forgot to mention it, but I equipped that during the elevator section in Hollow Bastion when I had Beast in my party.
So beating Chernobog gives you Super Glide, which is just a really fast version of Glide. It's a really cool ability that you get at the very end of the game.
Yeah, this is the fastest movement option, but since it's like near the end of the game, like it's kind of a shame we don't use it more.
And we're coming up to probably the most notorious part of the end game, which is Final Rest. So this is just going to be like several really long mob fights back to back to back, and if Tacos dies during any of it, he has to start back at the beginning of this Behemoth fight, so it's very crucial that that doesn't happen.
Alright, cool. Pretty decent Chernobog fight there, but now here comes the main part, and this is Final Rest. This can snowball really quickly, so I might have to focus a little bit here. But you can feel free to talk more about it.
Alright. Yeah, so there's there are multiple waves of this. The first one is a bunch of dark balls. I think there's like 5 waves or something. And when he gets to like the third to last wave, he's actually gonna summon Simba, which just completely decimates the remaining waves. But Simba doesn't last long enough to take out every wave, so he has to deal with like these first few waves like manually, which can be quite obnoxious.
Come on! Fire! 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 Get me straight.
Okay, that wasn't too bad.
So now he should just be able to take out the last few waves with Simba. It's really just that invisible phase is like the most annoying part.
Yeah, the main part that I was really concerned with was just the invisible fight, because that part can really snowball really quickly. Also, I am really close, so hopefully I don't get hit by the invisibles. We'll see. I'm like really, really close.
That Angel Star moved in a way that really scared me.
Woo! That was close. Alright, we're good.
Very nice.
Alright, that was the final rest.
That can go very wrong very fast, but that was a very good final rest.
Very clutch, I should say. Alright, we're coming up near the end of the game. You think we can reach 1,000 before the end of the game?
We're only $40 away. I think it's doable.
I believe it's possible. Let's make it happen, chat. We're gonna do the final menuing right here.
Yep. And once Tacos enters that door, it begins the final fights. So this is the point of no return in KH1. Once he walks through that door, the end game begins, or like the end of the game begins, and there's no going back. And the text up there just warns you of that.
Okay, so this is actually not the final menu. I think someone put it out in chat. We have one more menu, and that's going to be the final one, and that's after Ansem 1. Because we need to re-equip Tornado onto Goofy. That's going to be very important for World of Chaos.
Also, straight up, one of my favorite things about the ending of KH1 is that it takes place on Destiny Islands. So it just takes you back to where the game began.
It all comes full circle. Alright, here we go, guys.
It's just little things like that I love about this game. So this is Ansem 1. That's, it can troll you a bit, depending on the way Ansem decides to move. Seems like it's going okay so far, though.
Submit! Come, Guardian! Submit! Come, Guardian!
Alright, that was good.
Something I've noticed, it's really important that Tacos dodge the submit attack, because if anybody on the party gets hit by that, Anthem actually changes his attack pattern.
This is
This
the
is
actual
the
last
final
menu.
menu.
Yep.
This sets up the remaining boss fights.
Alright, here we go.
Dark Side 3. Really not too different from first two Dark Side fights.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, nice.
Barely made it.
No, I saw the auto lock screw with you at the beginning of the fight, and that scared me a little bit.
Yeah, I was like, okay. Alright, let's see if I can get DM skip here. Oh.
So, Anthem 2 has a DM skip that is kind of tight to get, and it is a very long DM mist.
Submit!
Just very.
Go ahead.
Okay. Just very quickly, we have two donations here, two $5 donations here. We're going to start a $5 train. We have Choo Choo from Solar. We have Let's Get a $5 train going from CJ.
That's fine.
I'm surprised that killed you.
Yeah, it like drifted to the side. That's fine. It drifted
You
to
hit
the
the
side.
menu again, right?
Yeah, I had to menu again. Well, I lied. This is the final menu now. Alright.
Did you menu everything you had to?
Alright, let's see if I can get this little visual glitch here with his leg.
Alright, so that was Dark Side 4.
There we go. Dark Side 4. Alright, let's try this again. Okay, that's the attack pattern I'm used to.
I was just really surprised that actually killed you. Yeah, shoutouts to Billy Zane as Ansem.
Come, Guardian!
Heal.
Submit!
Heal.
Come,
Okay,
Guardian!
just to be on the safe side.
Submit!
This is it.
So close. I think I needed to do like 2 more hits and I would have broke the barrier, but that's okay.
What do you hope to accomplish? Do not deny it. The final darkness is now. Submit!
Let's go.
Come, Guardian! Submit!
Okay, there's Ansem 2. So now we're gonna reach the end, the very last parts of the game.
Only had one DM, thankfully. Also, guys, we're $5 away from 1,000.
Make it happen.
As soon as you said that, we just had the $1,000 roll in.
Now, let's go.
Welcome the darkness into your turn to darkness.
So this is Ansem 3. This is probably the most annoying Ansem fight. Like, the strat here is really just to hit him and tank the hits, because it's not really a reliable way to dodge them.
Heal.
Still confused? Perhaps this will enlighten Welcome to darkness.
Dude, Tacos, you kept scaring me by going for those hits before Cure.
Yeah, I play it like really close there. Okay.
So there's gonna be 3 core fights. The first one is this Shadow Core.
See ya. This should help.
Alright, so there's our first elixir. Okay, this part can get really annoying, so let's hope I don't die here.
Yeah, artillery is a very, very obnoxious part of the endgame. I've seen more than a few Ronin die here.
Come on.
A little close there, but no worries.
This should help.
That's a Mega Potion.
This should help.
Thanks, game.
I didn't know that's what happens if you hit that barrier.
Yeah.
Fire! 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 Fire!
So this Dark Ball core is
Fire!
I don't know if I'd say it's the most annoying of the 3 cores, but it's definitely pretty obnoxious.
It can be obnoxious, yeah, I agree.
Just the way that the Dark Balls move and the fact that you can barely even see them.
Goofy! This should help. This should help.
It was important to heal Goofy there because we're really gonna want his MP gift for this next fight.
Goofy! Win! This should help. Heal!
That was a pretty good face fight.
Yeah, pretty good face there.
This should help.
So coming up next is gonna be the Invisible score.
There we go. Okay.
See ya. Fork.
Again, showing how gravity is absurdly useful. You know, when the Invisibles don't hit you.
Okay, that wasn't terrible.
See ya.
So there's only 2 fights left. The first one is this, like the main core, and that one takes like 10 seconds. And then just Ansem 4, and timing ends on the final hit of that.
Yeah, we'll call time as soon as we get, like, as soon as Ansem 4's HP goes down to, like, to 0, we get all our level ups, that'll be time.
Yeah, gravity just trivializes this central core fight.
Alright, here's the final stretch, Ansem 4.
My favorite part of this fight is the way Ansem just goes darkness at the beginning.
Heal.
And time.
Time.
That was Kingdom Hearts 1.5 Final Mix.
Very nice. You still finished within estimate, even with like game crash.
Man, this was a roller coaster of a run, I gotta say, for a marathon.
Yeah. A game crash and dying in Anthem 2. Still meeting estimate with both of those is really impressive, honestly.
That's what we like to call pro gamer strats. Very, very happy I got to run this for Gerri. Very happy to see this game being showcased in a marathon setting, like just in general. And really appreciate you guys for accepting this run and having it being shown here tonight. Shout outs to everyone in the Kingdom Hearts speedrunning community, the Crash speedrunning community. Shout outs to all my followers in chat. Love you guys. I'll be back to streaming fairly soon. But I think over this weekend, I'm definitely going to be taking a breather.
Be sure to give this man a follower. He's a follow. He is incredible at every game he runs.
Kingdom Hearts is light.
Kingdom Hearts is light.
All right, we have to do the Oathkeeper.
Oh,
have
of
an
course.
incentive.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. All right, hopefully that won't take too. Well, honestly, this is not going to take too much time. So let me just set that up real quick. All right, let's let Anson explode real quick, and then we'll just quit the game and then load up the Oathkeeper glitch. You guys are definitely not going to want to miss this. All right. Giant door. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So let me load up the game again.
While you were doing that, we've had quite a few donations come through. We've had $20 from Purple Sparrow Fan. Thank you very much. We've had $5 from Dao Duck, who says choo choo. We've had $5 from Katie Jenkins, which pushed us over the $1,000 mark. Says I help. And $5 from Solarium. It says day one, $1,000 Pog. Keep up the train rolling. Choo choo.
Awesome. You guys made it happen. That's really cool. Great community effort. Okay, so as I load up the file, so the incentive for the Oathkeeper glitch did get met, so I can't wait to show this off.
You're gonna have to.
Yeah, I'll stream again. I got it. I got it. There we go. Yeah, because I had to quit the game. But yeah, I got you. All right, so. I don't know why this glitch happens in this for this cutscene in particular, but
I think it has something to do with 60 FPS and dodge roll.
It probably is. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna do a couple attempts here. Hopefully, I get it first try. You'll know when I get it when Sora moves, lands on the cutscene, and the text box is displayed. So I should be able to know when I get it. Oh, I didn't get it. Okay.
That was not.
I'll reload it. That's fine. Yeah. Luckily, this doesn't take too much to try and set up. But once the setup goes, oh man, it's worth it. Oh yeah, that's right. Since this is 1.5, I have to skip this other cutscene too, because this is a Final Mix exclusive. But yeah, like I said, no big deal.
For some reason, you can't soft reset the PC version.
That's okay. Loading it again doesn't take too much time. I can just go to the title screen.
It's probably still faster to just like through all. Go back to the. Although every time you do this, it cuts the stream for me.
Oh, sorry.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
too much stuff running at the same time, I guess.
The way KH works on PC is a bit weird.
Okay, let's try second try.
Oh, did you get it?
Okay. Oh, did this stream? Is it still
Yeah,
not
the
in
stream. The stream cut for me again.
Oh, okay. Yeah, here. Let me put it back up. Okay, there you go. Let's try not messing it up this time. Ah, damn! I really thought I got it. I think I have to be closer to the left side.
I think every time you restart the game.
Oh, if I
it's
restart,
screen.
okay, yeah, I see.
It's because when you go back to the title screen, it actually like closes and reopens the exe. I think.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
Yeah, this was the reason that it wasn't done in the middle of the run. Is it does take a few attempts.
Yeah. Because like the way that you have to do this is you have to mash dodge roll and jump at the same time, and you'll know when it happens. Like instead of Sora rolling towards instead of Sora like walking towards Kairi during the cutscene, he'll do like a squat jump and then land on the floor. That's how you know you get it. So just give it a couple more tries and then we should be able to get it. Okay. Okay, let's try going closer to the left side. There we go. Okay, we got it. All right, here we go. So I'll just let this play out.
Be great.
I'll let this play out, and you guys see what happens.
A light at the end of the tunnel.
Very serious cutscene, by the way.
Oh, your grandma's story, right?
That's right. We were together.
You know what's funny? I looked everywhere for you. You were with me all along.
It's so great seeing Sora just
Finally, we're
move freely
together,
during this
Kairi.
cutscene.
Never gets old.
Now,
Yeah.
it's time to get Riku back.
You think it'll ever be the same again between us? Riku's lost his...
Best part's coming up.
Yeah,
When I turned into a Heartless,
this is probably my
you
favorite
saved me,
part,
remember?
right here.
I was lost in the darkness. I couldn't find my way. As I stumbled through the dark, I started forgetting
Attacking the
things.
darkness.
My friends, who I
He's viciously attacking the darkness.
Swallowed me. But then I heard a voice. Your voice. You brought me back.
I didn't want to just forget about you, Sora. I couldn't.
That's it.
I forgot about that, the Blitz.
And the light from
That's
our hearts
it,
broke
Blitz.
through the darkness.
You even have
I
Blitz at
saw
this
that.
point.
No, you don't get
I
Blitz.
think that's what saved me. No matter how deep the darkness, a light shines within.
Who are you talking to, Sora?
I guess it's more than just a fairy tale.
Well, let's go.
Okay,
You
back
can't
to
go.
normal, because this
Why
is,
not?
He just like
yeah,
Because
yeah,
it's
the high res
too
model
dangerous.
is normal,
yep.
but the low res model is the one that
Sora?
screws
We
around.
made it this far by sticking together. You can't go alone.
Kairi, even if we're apart,
Like, this looks normal.
we're
This
not
is
alone
fine.
anymore, right?
I can't help.
You'd kind of be in my way.
Okay. You win.
Where you going, Sora?
Take this.
The Oathkeeper is floating.
It's my lucky charm.
He's all the way
Give it
in the
back
back.
to me.
Oh, now he's here.
Don't worry, I will.
And he's gone.
Promise?
Promise.
He's a fan.
Don't ever forget. Wherever you go, I'm always with you.
And that was the Oathkeeper glitch.
Absolutely beautiful glitch.
Oh, it's always worth trying to go for that in marathon settings. So yeah, that's going to be it for the KH side of things, but thanks again for having me, and again, shout outs to everybody. Keep the donation train going on to the next game, and I'll see you guys in chat. Take care of yourselves, everyone.
Later.